I'm the Chosen Nerd, and the week we have all been waiting for is finally here. Unless you've been living under a rock, then you know that Star Wars The Force Awakens is coming out this week. But I felt like I had to create some sort of video to celebrate this. I was planning on spending the last few weeks of December working on a review of Home Alone 4, but then I was like, which is more important to me, Home Alone or Star Wars? It's pretty obvious what won. I'm gonna be honest here, this video really doesn't have a point. I was hoping that I could review the Star Wars Holiday Special, but in JonTron's most recent episode of Starcade, he teased that he was going to be reviewing the special, and I decided I'd rather not go against someone with that many subscribers. Then I thought, hey, maybe I'll review the prequels, but I mean, those have been overdone to death on YouTube. And that's when I realized everything that needs to be said about Star Wars has already been said. I mean, everyone knows that the prequels are hated, and everyone knows the originals are loved. So really, there's no reason to make this video at all. But I feel like since my channel is called The Chosen Nerd, I'm obligated to do something. So I finally decided that we'd take a look back at how Star Wars has affected this channel. Do or do not. There is no try. That's it. I mean, last Christmas I tried to make a review of the holiday special, but back then I still used iMovie, which couldn't handle a 30-minute video, so it was never released. It's a shame too, it was the perfect review. There was Christmas, there was Star Wars, there was North Korea references, since that was around the time the whole Sony hack thing was happening. There was also a few ISIS jokes in it, and it ended with North Korea being nuked. I think I might have made a Robin Williams joke too. Yeah, maybe it was best that it never got uploaded. But anyway, what I really want to talk about here is how Star Wars has affected me personally. Like a lot of you, I'm sure, I grew up with Star Wars. My parents were smart enough to show me the originals first, but I think I remember them saying the prequels were for grown-ups. I don't know if they were saying that because of scenes like this. I loved you! Or because they were just trying to protect me from this.
What yet? Monsters out there, leaking in here, all sinking and no power?
Either way, I somehow managed to get a hold of episode 1, and I remember, even as a small kid, I really didn't like it. I always thought episode 1 and 2 were really boring, and it's not hard to see why.
I feel we should keep a closer eye on the Senate.
I agree.
Where is your apprentice?
On his way to Naboo, escorting Senator Amidala home. I have to admit that without the clones, it would not have been a victory.
So, George, when people criticize the prequels and you create excuses like, oh, the prequels were just for kids, idiots, then tell me, why is half of the movies just a bunch of politics? Hey kids, do you like Star Wars? Do you like space battles? How about the lightsaber duels? What about the scene where Luke learns Darth Vader is his father? And the scene where Han accidentally flies into a giant space worm? And what about the scene where Senator Palpatine becomes Supreme Chancellor? Yeah. After seeing episode 1 and 2, I kinda lost my interest in Star Wars for a while. Whenever I thought of Star Wars, I no longer thought of the Battle of Hoth or Boba Fett or the exciting showdown between Luke and Darth Vader in Return of the Jedi. I now thought of the Trade Federation's blockade and weird hair and sand.
I don't like sand. It's coarse and rough and irritating, and it gets everywhere.
But then when I was probably 8 years old or something, I saw episode 3. And even though now I hate this movie as well, back then it was the most exciting movie I've ever seen. I mean, I have a really sick mind. So how do you think young me reacted to Count Dooku getting his head chopped off, or Anakin murdering children, or Padme dying as she gave birth to Luke and Leia, or Anakin burning as Obi-Wan just kinda watched? It was honestly the darkest and most violent film I had seen up to that point in my life. And once again, I forgot about the Jar Jars and the politics of the series. I remember the excitement, the adventure, the drama. So I was basically a Star Wars fan again. Only problem was, my favorite movie was Episode 3. But after a few years, I started to notice the problems with the film and over time began to hate it. But it still holds a special place in my heart. And over the years, Star Wars has actually really helped me out in life. I'm #1 in the state of Delaware on QuizUp, so I mean, that just says it all right there. Star Wars has helped me in school too. Last year we had to do a big research paper and presentation, and I somehow managed to get the topic Star Wars. Lucky for me, the teacher was a huge Star Wars fan, so most of the classes, instead of doing research, we spent time ranting about the prequels. And plus, I got a 97% on the paper, which was the highest grade in the class. So I mean, I'm kind of a genius. In Star Wars, at least. But let's not talk about math or anything else. You know, Star Wars has helped me with the ladies, too. I can't tell you how many times I've gone up to some hot chick and been like, "Hey girl, you know Han shot first." Whoa, you're like a real fan! You know it, babe. I'm haunted by the kiss that you should never have given me. I don't even remember kissing you, yet I'm flattered. My heart is beating, hoping that kiss will not become a scar. Whoa! If you are suffering as much as I am, please tell me. I love you! Sometimes though, I gotta take a more aggressive approach. Hey, baby. Oh, hey!
I killed them. I killed them all.
What?
They're dead. Every single one of them. And not just the men, but the women and the children too.
Jesus Christ!
They're like animals. And I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them. I don't like sand.
In actuality, don't use Star Wars to try and pick up girls. But hey, Star Wars has also helped me with my room decorating and my Christmas tree decorating. It's on my phone, it's in my schoolwork, it's in my shower, it's in my bed, in the fridge, in my head, on the fridge, on my clothes, in my head, in the sky, on the ground, in my head, 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 in my head. It's even in my cooking.
Stir, whip, 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 stir. Come on, faster all together now. Cooking can be fun. Whip, stir, whip, stir, whip, whip, stir. Wah!
But for real, Star Wars has most importantly taught me that, well, good is better than evil. I know, it's a simple lesson and you're probably thinking, yeah, that's like every movie ever. But when you think about it, there aren't many kids movies that really focus on this. Obviously, most kids movies end with the good guys winning, but what movies really focus on the differences between good and evil? What kids movies have scenes dedicated to describing the beauty and peacefulness of good, and the anger and fear of evil? I can't think of many. Even though it's not exactly a deep message, it gets the point across with ease, and it's a point that's universal, will live forever. Unless there's some kind of big apocalyptic event, then Star Wars will never die. The message is so simple and easy to understand that no matter when or where, people will be able to relate to it. That's why even after 3 awful movies, people are still going nuts over a new one. I don't see many other franchises that can afford to have that many slip-ups and keep going. And I'm telling you, it's because of the simple good versus evil dynamic. Even if The Force Awakens sucks, Star Wars will continue to be successful. There will still be an Episode 8 and 9. There will still be planned spin-off movies. There will still be games, toys, and merchandise. Star Wars is indestructible. And that's why millions of people, including myself, love it more than any other series. And that's why it will remain loved forever. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to tap that sexy like button and subscribe-a-leonies. And, I hope you enjoy The Force Awakens. And, happy holidays, or Christmas, or Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, New Year's Eve, winter solstice, whatever you celebrate, just have a good time, alright? That's all you need in life. You don't need presents, you don't need trees, you don't need a house. You just need to have fun. Don't listen to that, kids. If you want to be successful in life, you need money and stuff, and you need to go to college. You need more than just having fun. You know, just forget I said anything. All right, just have fun for a day or 8 days if you celebrate Hanukkah. But after that, get back to work. Okay? All right, love you.
My lord, I found him.
You know what to do now.
Yes, master.